Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, kindly subscribe. If you are not, please share this video. So this is the part 3 of our project. We started with cleaning of data and then data modeling. So now we have come to the dashboard creation, and by the end of this we are going to be able to create this dashboard and analyze it real quick. So let's go into it. Last week we created charts. We did the data modeling of these projects. This week we're going straight into creating our dashboard for this project. So for us to do that, we just create a new worksheet in this workbook. You can click on the worksheets at the left end and then right click on it and go to insert. So a new worksheet would appear at the left end. So we can rename this dashboard quickly rename it dashboard, and then the steps we need to take is to remove the grid lines, go to view, remove the grid lines, remove the headers. Okay, the formula bar is out already. Okay, so make sure that your zoom is at 100%. Now the next thing is I have some particular colors I would like to use for this project. So go to home and then go to more colors, custom. So I'm using two colors. The first color is a gray color, 34. I'm using RGB. If you are using the hex color codes, you can convert this, check online, convert these colors to hex. But if you have the RGB, just use it the way I'm using it. So 34, 43, and 53, and say OK. So this is a custom color that I've created. Again, I would like to create another custom color. Go to more colors, two custom colors. So the next one is 237 and then 125 and 49. Okay, so I've created two colors. I'm going to use both colors for this project. So the next thing is that we give our background a color, and the color I would like to give our background, first say Control A, selecting everything, and then let's choose, I would like to give the gray color I created just now is the color I would like to use for our background, and this is the gray color. So I'm going to select that. This is the color I would like to use for our background. And then for the templates I've created, I already have in mind how I want my templates to look like. So I'm going to insert two rectangular shapes in here. Okay, I would use this one. Okay, so I'm going to insert that. Okay, this is fine. Put it in the middle. Right, so I'm going to Control D, which is duplicate this, and then bring it out, bring it down here. Okay, so you can click on this yellow button and straighten it. Okay, perfect. So this is how I want my template to look like. So I'm going to put some charts here and here as well, and then put my header up here and my KPIs. Next, I'm going to bring in my charts into this space. So the first chart I'll be bringing in here will be profit per product. So let's go profit per product, which is our bar chart. Control C, can copy that and bring that to the dashboard. Control V. Okay, then you can edit So I'm just going to put it in the middle. Okay, so next I'm going to bring in sales over time. Go back to our chart. Bring in sales over time, which is this. So I'm going to put this up here. And then next I'm going to bring in the cost of goods versus revenue per month. Bring it to the dashboard. Okay. I'm going to reduce the size. Just put it there. So next I'm going to bring in the total sales and other quantity per product. Just copy and paste here. So I'm going to reduce this so that I would have space for this. Raise this up a bit. Okay. Now raise this. Okay. Good. So finally, I'll bring in the last chart, which is total sales per day. Bring it to the dashboard. Make sure your charts are well aligned and arranged. Let's reduce this. Okay. And then reduce this. Okay, perfect. So this is what I want my dashboard to look like. Yes. So here we can now start editing the charts and the colors. So I want this to take the color of the orange color we created. I want the background to be, so I'm going to select the orange color we created, and for this as well I want the background to be the orange. So next I want to remove this I want to remove the background color of this chart. So I'm going to right click, go to fill color, and then say no fill. Then change this to white. Go to fonts, change the font color to white, and say OK. Do the same for the products. Go to fonts, change it to white, and say OK. Do the same for the title. Make it white and bold. And say OK. Okay, so now in the charts, I want to change the chart colors to I want to make it a gradient fill. So just right click on it and go to fill, and then go to gradients, more gradients, click on gradient fill, and then where you have direction, let it be from left to right direction. Select left to right. I think this. Okay, now choose only two colors. I'm only using two colors. The first color will be the dark color, which is the background color. and then the second color will be a light, like white color. So I'm going to put these here. I'm going to put the white color here at the end, and then let the black color overlap it. So I want this direction. I chose the opposite direction. I want it to be from left to right. Yes, like this. So I'm going to bring this back a little. Yes, so this is how I want it to look. Perfect. So next, and also there's a line surrounding this these charts. I would like to remove it. Click on it, then right click and go to outline, and then say no outline. So that line would disappear. So I want it this way. And the next would edit our sales over time. So for the sales over time, we'll do the same by removing the background color. Remove the fill color. Say no fill. And then also the outline. Say no outline. I'd like to change this graph color. Go to outline. Click on the graph. Go to outline. I'll make it the orange color. And then also I would like to apply a trend line. Click on this plus sign on your graph and click on trend line. So this is our trend line. Click on the trend line, right click on it, and then let's change it to orange color. Perfect. So now we'll change the title. Go to font, make it white in color and make it bold. Say okay. Also we'll change the labels to white, the font. Go to font, right click on the label, go to font and make it white and say okay. Perfect. So this is what I want for my sales over time. So next we'll be editing the cost of goods versus revenue per month. Again, we're going to remove the background color. Go to fill and say no fill. Go to the outline, right click, go to the outline and say no outline. And then click on this, the title, go to fonts, make it bold and make it white in color. Do the same for the label, the vertical label. Go to fonts, make it white. Also the data labels. If you don't want to right click and use the fonts, you can just click on it, click on the top here, and you see the menu bar where you have this font color. Click on it and select white. So it will also change the color for you. If you don't want to use the right click method, you can use that method, whichever works for you. Okay, so I've done that. So now we'll just change the color of our charts. Now for this color, this is the sum of TSP, which is our revenue, and this is cost of goods. So I'm going to, this is for February and this is for January. The blue is for January and the orange is for February. So for this, I would like the February and January to be at the vertical axis, and then the sum of revenue and cost of goods should be down here. So to do that, I'm going to switch the rows and the columns. So just click on the chart and click on this at the top and then go to design. Where you have chart tools, go to design. You see switch row stroke column. So click on that and it will switch it for you. So you can see February and January here. Then some of TSP is orange in color and some of TCP is blue in color. So I like it this way because this way I can edit my charts to fit in. The sum of TSP is the revenue, the money coming in. So for that, I would make it orange in color, while the sum of TCP, money, the cost of goods, I would make that darker in color. So I would like to, so since this is the sum of TSP, I would like to make it a gradient fill. So I'm going to go to fill, right click on it, go to fill and say gradient, more gradients. Click on gradient fill, and then you can now change this dark color to orange and make it orange. Okay, that works. And then next, click on the blue, right click on it, and then go to fill, say gradients, click on gradients and click on more gradients, gradient fill, and then this orange, change it back to the dark color. Okay. Okay. So this is how I want it to look. So I want this to look this way. So I'm going to what I want to do now is I want to bring in a line. Go to insert, where you have shapes, click on this straight line here, and then I want to put your hand on shift and then drag this line to the side. So I just want to use a line to differentiate the charts. Now this line, I'm going to select the line and then right click on that line and go to outline. Come down here to weight and make it a heavy weight. Increase the weight size. Sorry. Go to outline. Increase the weight size to, let me see. Okay, this is fine. And then change the weight, change the color. Still select that and then change the color of that to, yes, to the orange color. So next we'll come to the total sales and order quantity per product. I'm going to right click and remove the fill color and say no fill. Click on the outline and say no outline. And then click on the title, right click on it and change the font to a white color and make it bold. Say OK. Do the same for the horizontal label. Make it white and say OK. Do the same for the legends. Make it white. Okay. And then finally do the same for the data labels. Remember we applied data labels. Make it white and say OK. So now would change the colors of our bars and our line charts. So I'm going to make this bar charts orange in color. So just right click on that bar chart and go to fill. I'm going to make it a gradient fill, more gradients, and then click on gradient fill and change this dark color to orange. Change it to orange. And then change the direction, change it to, let it face up. Make sure you choose the top direction, this one. Okay, so I'll just bring this closer. Okay, perfect. So now I'll change the color of this line graph. Just select the line graph, right click on it and go to fill. I'm going to choose a brighter color. And use this. Sorry, choose outline, not fill color. Choose the outline. Let me see. Okay, this is a bit dark. Choose this. Okay, this is okay. This is okay. Then next, I'm going to change this to a white color. Go to fonts and then make it white and say okay. I don't want this secondary axis to show, so I'm going to just right click on it, go to font, And then I'll make the color, the font color, to be the same as the background color so that it doesn't show. And see, it has disappeared. Okay, so perfect. This is what we want. Then finally, total sales per day. Right click on it and remove the fill color. Say no fill. Remove the outline as well. Say no outline. And then change this title to white and make it bold, and say okay. Change the data labels to white as well, and then change this horizontal labels to white. Okay, now we change the color of the graph to orange gradient, more gradients. Click on gradient view. So it's already there on orange, so just leave it that way. Perfect. So this is how I want the chart to look like. So next we'll just bring in the logo and then the header and then our KPIs. Also, don't forget we're going to bring in our slicer. So next I'm going to fill our headers. I'm going to bring in a rectangular shape real quick. And just write it here. So I want to write our header there. Sales dashboard. Cost of goods / revenue / profits. I'm going to increase this. So I made it 20. I made the font size for that 20. I'm going to Control D, duplicate this, and then create a quick logo. You can say get field. Get field restaurant. So I would change it to, I'll align it to be center, and then I would change this color to, change the font to orange, and then change the background color to the dark color. Okay, so I'm going to drag this here. Going to rotate. Just put click on this and rotate, then you drag it. So I like to reduce the fonts. I like to reduce the font so that it will stay at the top. So I'll reduce the font of that to maybe 16 so that I can reduce this. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's just a quick logo. You can design a better logo. This is just for the sake of this project, just doing something quick. Okay, so next I'm going to bring in our KPIs. So but before we do that, I would like to name our different KPIs. So I'm going to call these total orders carried out. So total orders, reduce this, and then I'm going to reduce this font size, make it 16. Let's see, it's too big. I'll reduce to 12. Yes, just something very small. Choose this, and then drag it to the top. Okay, so we're going to duplicate all of this. I'm going to duplicate this. I need 4 KPIs. We have about 4 KPIs we created last week. Duplicate all of this. The second one is total revenue. Total revenue. And then the third one, make sure they are well aligned. We'll still arrange it later, but for now, let's just put down what we need to put down. Cost of goods. And then the final one is going to be profit margin. Profit margin. Control D, duplicate this again and bring it down. This is where we want to put the values. So we're going to make it big. We're going to make it bigger. So delete this total orders. So for us to do this, we'll need to bring in our formula bar. So click on this and then go to view and click on this, check this formula bar. We need to bring it in for us to do. So click on this box that you have created for your total orders and go to the formula bar and say equal to, then go to your KPI worksheet and then look for the sum of orders, which is 49. Click on that and press enter. So your 49 would appear there, and then you can now increase the size of that 49. I like to make it, let's make it 32. Let's make it bold. Okay, let's make it white in color, and then the background I would like to right click, go to fill. I would use a gradient fill for the background. More gradients. We use the dark color. So click on this and change it to the dark color. Perfect. Okay, so this is just how I want it. So I'm going to put this 49 in the middle. Select this, align it to the middle, to the center, and then perfect. So now we'll duplicate this, Control D, and drag it here. Okay. So we're going to, again, come to your formula bar and say equal to, and go to your KPI and look for your total revenue. which is this, and press enter. So you have it there. Would make it 32, and then font color should be white. Okay, and then I want to put okay, yeah, this is okay. So we can also make it bold. Okay, so I want to put a 1000 separator. So I'm going to go back to the KPI, select this and click on it twice to remove the 0.00. So I want to do the same for these two, so that would not come back to do. Okay, so I applied the 1000 separator there. So if you do that, it will also affect this, to affect it too. Just select white and then select 32. So next is our cost of goods. You just duplicate this again, duplicate it, and then come to your formula bar and say equal to, go to your KPI and select cost of goods, sorry, this cost of goods, and say enter. And then you can now edit. I'm going to leave it in size 24 and then make it white in color and make it bold. Next, Control D, which is your profit margin. I'm still going to arrange this. So come back here and say equal to, go to your KPI and select 41% and say enter. Now change it to 32, make it white and make it bold. Okay. So for this total orders, I'm going to remove the background color. I'm going to remove the, just right click, go to fill and then say no fill. Also remove the outlines. I don't need it. Go to outline and say no outline. So I just want it this way. Now drag this down. Okay. Drag this total revenue. Sorry. Drag this total revenue down. For this sales dashboard, I'm going to remove the background color as well. Remove the background, say no fill, and then remove the outline, say no outline. Okay. So finally, we'll bring in our slicer. I'll put our slicer down here. So to do that, go back to your charts. Anywhere on this pivot table, click anywhere on your pivot table, and then go to insert and go to slicer. Then from here, you'd select the month. So since we're working with January and February alone, I'm going to use the month to slice through. So I'll say okay. So we're using only January and February because they are the only active month for this project. So I'm going to copy this, Control C, and then take it to our dashboard, Control V. So I'm going to paste it here and then do my editing here. So I'll edit this dashboard here, go to slicer options, and then you have columns here. I want 2 columns, so I'm going to divide it into 2. I want it to be in a horizontal format. Then increase the size however you want. Okay, so I also want to increase the height of the January and February inside there. I want to increase the height of that. Yes, something like this. Okay. And then Okay, this is okay. So for the height, yeah, I think this is fine. So now I would like to change the color of the background and the color of January and February. So click on this arrow down here and say new slicer setting. So I'm going to choose a whole slicer. The whole slicer would edit the color of the background. Then click on that whole slicer and then click on format. So once you click on format, you press OK. So it brings you the fonts. The font is I want the font to be white in color. So I'm going to come here and say white and then go back to the fill. I want the fill to be the orange color we chose. So which is the background color. We can go to select the orange. We can select the orange or we can just say no color. So I don't want any color to be on that background fill. So if I say OK, I'll come back to the selected item with data and say format. Now this will format the January and February for me. So for that, I want my font to be white. I want the January and February to appear in white. I'll say, and then go to the fill. For the fill, go to fill effects and choose from corner. I would like to use two colors. I would like to use the dark color, and then this other one would be a lighter gray color. Okay, so I would say okay and okay. Let's see how. Okay, this is a preview. Go back to the whole slicer because it's white. I want it to be orange in color. So the whole slicer, I'm going to select the orange color. Okay, so let's see. So once you are done, you see the color you just created is appearing here. So just select it and see how it works. So you can see your slicer and then you can see your month there. Click on this, right click on it and go to slicer settings where you have month here, right filter by month and say okay. So finally, you can now report connections. You are supposed to connect this slicer to all the charts that you have created. We are going to click on this slicer, then go to slicer options, and then click on report connection. So here you can check all the boxes that you have there. If you know there's any box that you have not checked, please do that. Check all the boxes and say okay. So once you are done with that, you can now filter through. If I click on January, you would see it will filter through. Let me collapse this ribbon. Okay. If I click on January, you can see it has filtered through total orders in January at 30, total revenue, cost of goods, and then profit margin 40%. So it has filtered through all these charts that we have here. So if I click on February, it will also filter through. So we have 19 orders, and then you can see the total revenue, cost of goods, and profit margin. So the sales over time for February, you can see the trend line going down, meaning that they must do something about it because it means the trend line for the sales, like the sales forecast, is going down. If we click on January, the sales, you can see the sale is going up in January. So the sale forecast was good. They made a lot of sales in January than February. So the February forecast, you can see, is going down. So you can see this is just like this is a chart showing the summary of your data set. Now if you check both January and February, you can see that they made sales on Sundays and Saturdays. So this is also to help the restaurants know the days that they make more sales and help them boost their business. So I'm going to close this filter by clicking on this filter, clear filter here, clear filter button here. So to go back, the charts will go back to the way it was. So if you check these days, total sales per day, you can see they make more sales on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays alongside Thursday. So but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday they make less sales. Maybe because people go to work. This is a restaurant. Okay, so finally I'm just going to bring in this correlation, the correlation between cost of goods and profits, and the correlation between cost of goods and revenue. So I'm going to copy this, go back to our dashboard. I would like to place it here. Let's see. I'm going to duplicate this, and put it here. So I'm going to write correlation between cost of goods and profits. So if the correlation is 0.9 and above, it means a perfect positive correlation, meaning that if you increase your cost of goods, you definitely increase your profits. So it's safe to invest into the business to improve your profits because there's a relationship between those two. So I'm just going to duplicate this again, Control D, and then here I'm going to delete this, delete, and then go to your formula bar and say equal to, then go to where you have your KPI and click on this, press enter. So you have it here, 0.9. Sorry, make sure you select the value. If you select this, it would move it. So if you mistakenly move the shape, just click on Ctrl Z. So I'm going to change this color to white. You can just right click. Okay, just click at the top here and then change it to white. We can make it bold. Also, we can go to the sheet where you have your KPI and then reduce this to 2 decimal place. You can just right click and go to format cells. I want to make it 2 decimal place. Say OK. Perfect. So go back to our dashboard and you see it will automatically change here because there's a relationship, there's a connection between both. So I'm just going to increase this size a bit. I can make it 12. Okay. So the next one is the relationship between the cost of goods and the profits, cost of goods and the revenue. So I'm going to copy this, duplicate this, and then move it here. I would reduce the size because that space is smaller. So I'm going to make it 10. Then I'm going to copy this, also duplicate this, Ctrl D, and then move it here. Now for this, I'll go back to my formula bar, say equal to, go to my KPI and select this value, and press enter. So I'll just change this color to white, make it white, and make it bold, then make it 12. Okay, so yes, perfect. So this is what we are done with our graph. I'm going to move this to the side here. So this is, we're done with our dashboard. You can see our dashboard is showing everything. So I'm going to close this formula bar so that we can view the dashboard completely. Okay, perfect. So you can see our full dashboard. You can take a screenshot of this and post it on your LinkedIn profile. It's very important to post your work, your projects on your LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is like a real-time social media platform where you like post whatever you do, you post it there. You never know who is watching and who might reach out to you. So we have come to the end of our project, of our dashboard creation. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and comments down below. Please subscribe as well and share this content to others. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.